I am 78 years old. 3 months ago, I packed a single leather duffel bag, left a 4-bedroom colonial home that I designed and built with my own hands, and walked away from a 42-year marriage. I didn't leave because of an affair. I didn't leave because of a screaming match or a sudden, catastrophic betrayal. I left because of the silence and the terrifying truth that I have to confess to you today. The truth that keeps me staring at the ceiling of my rented 1-bedroom apartment at 3 a.m. is not that I made a mistake by leaving. It is the agonizing realization that I should have walked out that door 25 years ago. For decades, I lived the American illusion of doing the right thing. As a structural engineer, my entire life was built around stability, calculating load-bearing walls, ensuring foundations wouldn't crack under pressure. I applied that exact same mathematics to my life. My wife, Claire, and we were a monument to stability. We raised 3 children who grew up, moved away, and started monuments of their own. We hosted Thanksgiving dinners. We remembered anniversaries. On paper, we were the blueprint of a successful life. But nobody tells you about the slow, silent rot that happens when 2 people stop seeing each other. We didn't fight. That's the trap, you see. When you fight, there is friction. There is heat. There is a desperate attempt to be understood. We had no heat. We had routine. We moved around each other in that massive house, like ghosts, occupying the same haunting grounds, careful never to intersect. I convinced myself that this was simply what getting older meant. I thought love was supposed to mellow into a quiet, beige companionship. I told myself I was a good man for staying, a responsible man. I traded my vitality for comfort. I traded my soul to avoid the temporary awkwardness of a divorce. I thought I was protecting my family's foundation, but I was just burying myself alive in the basement. The illusion didn't shatter all at once. It shattered on a Tuesday afternoon, shortly after my 70th birthday. I had collapsed in the garden, a minor cardiac event, the doctors called it. A warning shot across the bow, the cardiologist said, with a practiced smile. I woke up in a room that smelled distinctly of industrial bleach and stale chicken broth. The lights were that horrible, buzzing, fluorescent white. I couldn't move my left arm. For the first few minutes, as I stared at the acoustic tiles on the ceiling, I genuinely thought I was dying. I felt the cold, absolute terror of the void. I turned my head. Claire was sitting in the vinyl visitor's chair next to my bed. She wasn't holding my hand. She wasn't crying. She was looking down, casually peeling a mandarin orange. I watched the little sprays of citrus oil catch the harsh light. "You need to call the sprinkler company," she said, without looking up. "The timer is off. The azaleas are going to dry out." It wasn't malice. I need you to understand that Claire is not an evil woman. It was worse than malice. It was total, profound apathy. I had just brushed against the edge of my own mortality, and to her, I was just a logistical inconvenience on a Tuesday. I looked at her, really looked at her. For the first time in perhaps 20 years, I saw a stranger. And in her eyes, I was a stranger too, just a fixture in her house, a piece of furniture that had temporarily broken down. In that bleach-scented room, the mathematics of my life finally failed me. I realized that if I died right then, the only thing that would change in her daily routine was that she would have to hire someone else to take out the recycling. I had sacrificed my one unrepeatable life on the altar of a marriage that had died during the Clinton administration. I had stayed for the kids, then I stayed for the mortgage, and then I stayed out of sheer, terrifying inertia. 3 days later, I was discharged. I walked into my beautiful, quiet house. I smelled the lemon polish on the hardwood floors. I heard the grandfather clock ticking, and I went upstairs, packed my bag, and walked out. The first night in my new apartment, I ate cold soup out of a can because I hadn't bought a microwave yet. There was no art on the walls, just the sound of the highway outside, and I wept. I wept not because I missed my house, or even because I missed Claire. I wept because of the sheer, crushing weight of the years I had wasted being a ghost. People my age are terrified of starting over. We are told that by 70, the cement is dry. The story is written. You just sit in your recliner and wait for the credits to roll. Society tells you that leaving a secure, polite marriage in your twilight years is selfish. It's crazy. Listen to me, whoever you are watching this. If you are sitting in a quiet room with someone right now, and you feel more alone than if you were stranded on a deserted island, do not wait until you are staring at the fluorescent ceiling of a hospital room to wake up. We confuse being alone with being lonely. Let me tell you the brutal truth. The deepest, most suffocating loneliness in the human experience is not sitting by yourself in a one-bedroom apartment. The deepest loneliness is sleeping inches away from someone who doesn't know you exist for decades. I am alone now. I make my own coffee. I read my books in absolute silence. Some days are terrifying. Some days my joints ache and I wonder who will find me if I fall. But I am no longer a ghost. I am alive. I breathe the air and it is mine. If you were holding on to a dead life because you are afraid of the unknown, let go. It is going to hurt. It is going to tear the fabric of your reality apart. But a few years of honest, painful, vibrant reality is worth 1,000 lifetimes of comfortable numbness. Don't let your truth remain unlived. Your time is running out. Use it.